Hello, Dragonlings! Sky here. I write urban fantasy under the name SD Haggis, and welcome to my live stream. Recently, we've been going live every day around this time to do some writing sprints. Today, we're actually going to be doing 3 15-minute writing sprints. And Amy, if you want to introduce yourself real quick before we get started, and I'll finish setting stuff up.
Hello, everybody. I am Amy Nobody. I have been joining Sky on these writing sprints for the last couple of months in her live streams because I am working on my first fiction book. I do not have any previously published works to share or social media links to share because I don't use it. And yeah, I think that's the gist of it. I'm going to be working today on the same thing that I've been working on for the last 2 weeks that we've been doing these 1 o'clock live streams. It's my first rough draft, and it's my first time going through and writing out the story like completely. Everything up to this point has been kind of like bulleted notes in my outline, and this is my first attempt at writing everything out full length. So that's what I've been working on for the last couple of days, and that's what I'll be doing now.
All right. And I'm almost done. Boop. There we go. All right. And I'm going to be working on the same project I've been working on recently. Just going through the comments real quick. It looks like we have Dana, Aphrodite, and Alina with us today. Hello, ladies. Alina's already writing. It's like really late for her, though, I believe. I can't remember. Like 9-hour difference?
She's Romania, right?
Yeah, she's in Romania. I have a world clock. Why am I just trying to do this math in my head? That's not right.
The sun.
Yeah, it's like 8 in.
I think I hear Dana.
Hi, Dana.
Yeah. Hi, how are you?
Hello. Oh, I see you changed settings.
All right. I'm trying to figure out why the sun is messing with my skin tone in the camera, but it's okay. I'm not going to worry about it.
I just have to worry about being blinded by the sun because this time of the day, the sun is literally right in this window.
Oh, wow. I tinted the windows in my office, and every now and again, I just have to open the window to let some of the good sunshine in. Otherwise, I will be in the dark all the time.
Okay, all right. Let's do. All right, ladies. Dana, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself real quick.
Hi, my name is Dana Gollin, and I write adult fantasy romance. And today I am working on book 2 of my adult fantasy romance. So it's good.
Yeah, you recently published your first one, right, on Amazon?
Yeah, it went live on the 12th. Yeah. And so it was pretty fun. It was exciting. That was exciting. Cats or kids?
Cats are assholes.
Oh, okay.
He just got up on the table just to knock an empty glass over.
Oh, no.
Really? You're being a brat. Stop. I need to make sure I edit this video and add your links, Dana, because I just realized I'm so used to having only Amy on my stream, and she has no links, that when you join us, I keep forgetting to add your links.
Oh, it's okay. I totally understand. Sometimes I forget. I'll like post a video to YouTube and I forget to add my own links. So, but I'll make it easier for you, and I'll just send them to you in the little Facebook chat that we use, so you don't have to hunt them down.
Okay.
So.
And I'm working on the same project I've been working on, and actually I'm hoping to finish it today.
Ooh. Oh, that'll be exciting.
Have you figured what project you're going to do next? Are you going to procrastinate? Or are you going to get back to work on your damned and dangerous stuff?
No.
Or are you still restricted mages? That's what you should be working on.
I should be doing lots of stuff. I will probably. There we go. Add someone to our group chat. Oh, won't let me do it from there. Oh, the joys of trying to do everything at once.
Are you going? So after you're done with this, are you gonna like consider publishing it like in your newsletter or sharing it with the universe at all, or is this like completely just your private?
This is just my private stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
This
So
is
you're publicly teasing us with your privates.
Yes. Yes, I am. Congratulations.
Right on.
You'll never be able to read it.
Right?
Oh,
no, what happened?
All right.
You'll never know.
I figured we'll start at 10 after the hour, so we got about 3 more minutes left before I hit the "It's work o'clock" button on the productivity app we've been using recently.
Yeah.
I don't remember who was the first one that started using this. I think the first one I saw using it was actually Alina.
Mm-hmm. I know, yeah. I think it was a live stream I saw on Sarah's channel where CJ and Alina were using it. And I love how Alina like yells at it because I mean, I was like, yeah, I gotta go over there and get that.
I'm still an unrepentant slacker.
Yeah.
Even though I worked for many, many, many sessions afterwards.
I'm a recovering slacker still. And I was on with Aphrodite last night. I was watching their stream and writing with them. And I'm like, well, what do I have to do? But apparently I have to write for like 2 hours straight in order to get anything more than that.
Alina said that she discovered it because of CJ, and she is currently a resigned attendant. And welcome, Nicole. You have joined us.
Hello. I made it.
If you want to introduce yourself real quick, and then that's probably all we'll have time before we actually start our first sprint.
Oh, yeah. Okay. My name is Nicole Wolf. I'm a paranormal romance author. My books are available on Amazon, and you can find links for all of those on my website at NicoleWolf.com.
And after this stream is done, I'll add everyone's links into the description so you can follow everyone if you're not already.
I am.
Oh, Alina says she tracks all of her work with this app, not just writing, though.
See, I was thinking about that too. Like, I was thinking about doing anytime I'm like doing chores or whatever, pushing it. And the one day that I did do that, it took me an entire day of working. So writing, house to work, driving to get the kid, all this stuff. And it still insulted me. But what it did do, the insults that it was throwing at me, it inspired me to work more. I was like, okay, well, sure, I can mop the floor now. Not supposed to, but I'm going to because my phone is insulting me.
Swab the deck.
I am
That's
not
a really, really annoyingly motivating app.
Aphrodite deleted that rude app.
Yeah.
She had it on and she was like, nope, I ain't doing it.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, it is work o'clock time. I'm going to go ahead and start this timer, and we'll go our first 15-minute sprint starting now. All right, that is time. I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break as my phone plays an ad.
Oh, really fast.
I might have to upgrade the app if I decide to keep it so I don't have ads. How'd everyone do?
I have to math. Hold on.
Yeah, I was going to say
Time
the
to math.
problem with working on 3 different documents is you constantly have to math because you're like, okay, wait a minute.
I did this much, this one, this much, this one,
Yep.
this much, this one.
I got
A lot of math.
Yeah, I got 276.
I got 435.
Woohoo!
Oh, that is
Holy crap.
awesome.
I got
Thank you.
223.
Okay.
Cool.
2-3?
223.
Oh, 223. Okay. I was gonna say you look like you were doing a lot of like research stuff.
No, I was trying to settle my very young dog down. And then I was kind of snacking along the way. And then when we first started, I kind of have to reread the last paragraph or two. So I can kind of figure out, all right, where did I leave off? And where am I going with this?
Yeah.
I had to pacify the birds.
I did hear your bird. He sounded
A little demanding.
irritated.
What kind of bird do you have?
I have 2 parakeets. The problem is the cat keeps terrorizing them.
Oh. Yeah.
I have that problem with my dogs ganging up on my one poor cat.
Yeah, I can't have the cat and the dog in the same room at the same time. So when the dogs come in, the cat goes into her room, and then when the dogs go out, the cat can come back out. I have Alaskan Malamutes, and so they have a very high prey instinct, and she's so small and doesn't yet know that when the dogs are around, you need to be very calm. So as soon as she sees them, she's like, ah! They're like,
okay. Well, I have 2 pit bulls, and my puppy. Now I had my cat before my puppy.
Mm-hmm.
So and my first dog, my older dog, she's a mix with bulldog, so she's part pit and part bulldog. And I don't know if it's because my older dog was already like wasn't a puppy anymore, and it was already like 3 years old, and then we got the kitten, and we got the kitten as a kitten. So she kind of grew up with the kitten. So she kind of learned to play with the cat without hurting the cat. And honestly, probably because the cat was still a kitten, it likes to bait my dogs on. So my cat totally asks for it.
Yeah.
It's just I feel bad because now she has 2 dogs that are after her instead of 1. Like she can kind of hold her own against the 1 dog, but
Yeah.
I had a cat who it was a kitten when we first got our chickens like 5 years ago. And the kitten grew about half as fast as the chickens. The chickens look like a chicken and they're fully feathered and they're full blast at about 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
The kitten is all grown up full blast at about like 6, 7 months. So they grew up at roughly the same rate, but the chickens grew up a little bit faster. And somehow or other, this cat convinced herself that she was a chicken. Like, and the chickens we have chickens free range, and whenever they'd go find like a sunny spot, I don't know if any of you are familiar with chickens or not, but whenever they find like a really sunny spot, they'll go over in the sun and they'll lay down and they'll pop one leg out and they'll spread out their wing. They're like, sunbathing, basically.
Right.
And I swear the cat actually used to do that. She'd go over and she'd get as close as they would let her, and then she would lay down and that one back leg would stick out for no apparent reason, like trying to mirror the chicken's behavior. And it was the cutest thing. And so whenever I think about, kittens, I always think about her following the chickens around in the yard, wanting to be involved, but the chickens, are so programmed. They're not going to let a cat lay down with them. But she tried so hard. She popped a little leg out.
Yeah. That is too cute.
That's really cute. She was trying to convince them I'm a chicken too.
Right?
I know.
Let me do it. Let me play.
You see that a lot though in like community animals. So if you have a lot of different animals that all live in the same environment, they start to mimic each other. And that's really cool.
Yeah.
Like
how much animals will get along if everybody's fully fed.
Yes.
Like, as long as nobody is hungry, everybody loves everybody. As soon as somebody gets hungry, though, somebody gets a case of the ass, and then you got to keep an eye on them.
Oh yeah.
But, yeah.
All right. Well, my phone just yelled at me that it's time to get to work. So we ready to get to do another sprint, ladies?
I'm ready.
All right. Let's get started now. figure it would be nice if you leave them alone. Just saying. All right, that is time.
I didn't hear an alarm that time.
Oh, I had my my thing on mute. My dog keeps knocking on the screen door, so I had to.
Oh.
Yeah. And she's like, every time I'm like, hey, dude, cut it out. She's like, no, I'm good.
How'd everyone do?
Oh, I have to math again.
Mm,
Always with the math.
I
darn
might as
math.
well just leave my calculator open on my phone and not even bother to close it.
I have my calculator open on my computer. Ooh, I crossed the 16K mark. Woo!
Woo!
Woo, congratulations.
I know. I'm trying to hit 20K by the end of the week, so we'll see.
We've got this. You've still got like 3 days left.
Yeah. How often do you write?
I normally write Monday through Friday, but this week I might end up writing a little bit over the weekend since my husband won't be here distracting me with Call of Duty. So
I got 136.
I got 426.
Woohoo!
You are like just cruising along today.
This is a scene that I've actually been looking forward to writing the entire time that I'm coming up with this story. This was one of the first scenes that I could clearly see in my mind as part of my plot, so I'm feeling it.
The one scene.
I know, right?
Yep.
I got 254.
Woo.
Those are my favorite kinds of scenes to write. The ones where you're like really excited because they seem to come so easily.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I miss those kind of scenes.
I think I got 2 pages. No, 1.5 pages.
Cool. Do you have like the little like pretty writing, or do you do like a bubbly writing?
Chicken scratch.
Yeah. Like
It's readable.
my best friend says that I have a handwriting like a serial killer. So I'm like, well,
Okay.
Elena got 1,922 words. Oh, tonight.
Total, yeah.
Okay. I was like, holy cow, Elena, you need to seriously be like in the Guinness Book of World Record.
I mean,
Yeah,
she does
holy
some pretty
crap.
high word counts, though, because of the fact that she
Yeah.
does dictation.
Yeah.
So
What time zone is Alina in? What time zone are you in?
she's in Romania.
Oh, okay. Well, that explains. Yeah, that no.
It's like 8:00 at night for her.
Yeah. That's why I was like tonight. Like when she said night 1,922 words tonight, I was like, but it's daytime.
Okay.
Not where she is.
Not where she is.
She lives in the future.
Yes, she does. She's talking to us in the past.
Yep.
Oh, she's almost at the end. Oh, see, those are the days where I just want to power through and just get it done, so I can say that
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Knowing Alina, that's exactly what she's going to do.
Yeah. When I get closer to the end, I start to get real anxious. Like in the back of my mind, I start wondering, is it good enough? Did I get my point across? And then I end up writing more than I anticipated, which is kind of a pain because then I have to go back and be like, okay.
Oh, see, I think I have the opposite problem. See, once I start getting to like the last like 2-3 chapters, that's kind of when I'm like, all right, I'm almost there, and I just need to get through this, and then I'll be done this first draft. And then a lot of times I notice that those last few chapters are usually the ones that I need to add the most to because I was in such a rush to get them done the first time.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite. I'm pretty certain that's exactly why this project was like, ooh, work on me, because I've only got 4 chapters left to finish the story, and I'm like, I don't want it to end. Let me work on something else instead.
So you have 4 chapters left and then you're done with your series, or just done with that? Oh, okay. So it's not actually ending. But that is what I had to convince myself, because I was doing the same exact thing. I was like, I don't want it to end. And it literally took me like 3 months to convince myself, okay, this isn't the end. It's just the end of this book. So cut it out.
Yeah, right. Usually by the time I get to the end of a first draft, I'm already like deep in like brainstorming mode for the next book. So then by the time I get to those last couple chapters, I'm already like, ooh, sparkly new idea. I could start as soon as I finish these chapters.
Right.
Yeah. Alrighty. My phone is screaming at me to get to work. You guys ready for the last 15-minute sprint?
Uh-huh.
All right, let's start now. Uh-uh. All right, that is time.
Our phones were actually in sync this time. It was awesome.
All right, one more math. Let's do one more math.
One more math. I don't think I got as much this time.
Over the Valentine's Day week or whatever, watching these how to write, and I thought it was interesting because most of the author tubers that were putting these videos aren't like traditional. They weren't like erotic authors or really traditionally romance authors. And so I thought it was funny watching them, and then I started writing one, and I was overthinking it because I was like, wait a minute, they said this, and I was all, and then I started to realize it's really easy as it's made out to be, but yeah, there's a lot more research that goes into it. So I always have to chuckle when I find myself overthinking those situations in my writing, because I'm like, yep, I too was one of those people.
I don't think I've watched any of those videos yet. I've been avoiding those because I do write romance, and I don't want to be like, dang it, I do that, or dang it, that's not what I'm doing.
Yeah, well, it's true. It like I started watching. I was watching them, and I started taking notes as to what they were saying. But then remember that they're not traditionally romance writer, erotic authors. They write in different genres. So, but it was still interesting to hear their point of view on how they write.
Handle romance.
How they view the romance genre or the romance subplots that appear in other genres, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I watched a couple of those videos. They were pretty good. Some of them were pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, they were definitely entertaining.
Yeah, they were very entertaining. Yeah.
So how did everyone do?
432 words.
Okay.
Wow. Man, she is just killing it today.
She is. Let's see.
Yeah.
How much is
I only got 164 that time, but I had to write myself a note because I realized that I already realized I need to go back and edit something when I'm done this draft. But I had that, those couple of minutes where I was like tempted to go back and do those edits, but I was like, no, I'm just gonna write myself a note.
Yeah.
Do it later.
I got 164 as well, but I had to do some research.
Oh, okay. See, I was arguing with myself, and you were actually doing something productive.
Well, I had to remind myself of the mix of how things work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if everybody does that, but I do. It's like if I'm describing something between two characters, like I was writing a fight scene in the last book I was writing, and so I literally had to like stop and envision what it would be like to actually be in a fight and how the mechanics of these two bodies working against each other. And it was really weird, and that's why I think sometimes I overthink.
See, a lot of times when I come to fight scenes like that, I usually just end up playing some kind of action movie in my head, and I'll go with that choreography. That works.
Yeah, that's what
No
I'm
one's
just
gonna
about
make
to
that
say.
connection anyway.
Yeah, I did the exact same thing. I actually did that on mine. I have a scene where there's a huge battle scene, and it's just like a huge melee. There are hundreds of people just going at it. And I was like, you know what? I don't even know how to begin to describe this, because the character that you're following does pretty much go from one end of the battlefield to the other.
Right.
And I watched Braveheart, and I was like, that's the biggest fight scene I can think of off the top of my head. And
I knew you were going to say it was some kind of Mel Gibson movie. I thought you were going to say The Patriot.
That's a good one too. And I just took note of like, what did they focus on as they went over the battlefield? And I just tried to do the same thing. This little cluster of two guys, and then one guy falls down and he's in front of this massive weapon or whatever. So I kind of felt like I was cheating a little bit, but I'm letting myself off the hook because I'm just creative licensing somebody else's.
That's kind of what was going on in my head. I'm like, look, I'm a romance writer. I'm not a big battle fight scene writer, but sometimes you need those in a romance novel, and I am not spending 5 hours learning how to do it on YouTube or whatever. So that's what movies are for.
Yeah.
I'll have to post in the comments what I do, because I don't research when I'm doing my first draft. I do so if I know I have to do some research beforehand, I'll do it before I start writing. But once I start writing, I'll put brackets and say research blah 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 later.
Yeah.
To remind myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll do that occasionally.
That's actually what I do, because if I go down the research rabbit hole, I won't come back for a really long time.
Yeah,
so,
like
I don't do that. I just kind of leave myself a note, and if I know, like in the case if it's something where I can't write that scene until I do the research, then I'll just do like a bracket thing saying, you know, research this, and then like a little like sentence or two about what's supposed to be going into that part.
Right. Yeah, and that's actually like a really good way of, especially if the train is going down the tracks and you don't want to get derailed. That's an excellent way to keep your spot. I always find it though that if even if the train is going down the tracks, if I get to a scene where I can put the brackets in and I can continue writing, but then in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, should I like punch this guy's teeth out or? and then I always stop and I'm like, how many pounds per square inch would hit somebody in order to remove their teeth from healthy gums? Like, who cares?
Yeah,
that's the kind of thing I would put in brackets.
At first, I'm thinking, like, does she write like hardcore like spy stuff, or like where they would like actually be thinking of those things, or
no, no.
There's no way if I'd be reading a scene and you know somebody punched somebody else's teeth out, I wouldn't be like, did they punch them hard enough to do that? Pressure on their face.
There have been a couple of times where I've been reading books. So for example, like I have a very large military family, and I read books where these romance authors bring military life into their stories, and I have actually put the book down because I'm like, this is bullshit. Whoever wrote it has never once experienced deployment. I'm done. You know? So yeah, I do like to be thorough, but unfortunately, sometimes my brain is like, okay, so
it gets caught up in the little details.
Yeah, and then I will Google how many pounds per square inch to knock that tooth out, and then my character's muscles get bigger. So yeah, but it is literally.
Did your character's muscles have a measurement before that?
No. They're just muscular, you know.
Oh, okay. They weren't muscular before, but now they have.
They went from muscular to beefcake.
Yes, yeah. So it'll go from being like muscular to could pick up an ox.
That's funny.
So,
holy crap, I almost put my coffee all over me.
But it is, and I do, and that's why I'm so thankful that the woman that I work with for editing, she'll every now and again she's like, okay, this is your weird brain that needs this information, not their weird brain that needs this information. So
the bracket is definitely
at least you know you're being thorough.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I've read a couple of erotic books where they're describing stuff and I'm like, that's not physically possible, and I'll stop and I'll just throw it away, you know. I'm like,
that happens to me a lot when it's like office erotica or whatever, where it's like the boss or whatever, and then like he's got her like up against a wall or whatever. I'm like, there's no way that nerdy boss has the strength to hold her up against the wall and continue for that long. Like it's just
you need a lot of strength to do that. I'm just saying.
Fun, and or that lady needs to be like teeny tiny, like 12-year-old girl tiny. For that to work.
And have you ever noticed?
I've had moments like that where I'm just like, that is just not right.
And you ever notice how when it happens like in an office or something like that, they always manage to knock everything off the desk in one sweep? There's never a loose paper clip or pencil or the corner of the keyboard on the shoulder.
Just once I'd like to come across a scene where somebody gets a paper clip in the wrong place. It didn't work out perfectly.
Yeah.
So they stand up and they've got a keyboard imprint on their shoulders.
Yeah.
Can you hold on just a second? I need to. Oh, thank you. I got that paper clip out of my ass.
Or like, a thumbnail went like,
and I always
that would happen because I think that would kind of bring a chuckle to everybody because everybody would be like, that would totally happen to me if I tried to do this.
Yes.
Yeah. Or you're sitting there and you're reading and they're talking about how like the building is full of people and it's the middle of the workday and like no one knows what the hell's going on. It's like, then it must not have been very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. But then I have friends who are like, oh, that's how you ruin everything. You get too technical. And I'm like, it's not technical. You can still have like fantasy and excitement and still have reality, I mean, I hope people are doing it every day, but
right. Well, I mean, in case of the office is full and they're doing it in the middle of the day. I mean, that scene could have happened just as well when everyone went home for the night.
Right. It
wouldn't have been that complicated to make it make sense in the real world.
Yeah. Or, or somebody knocks on the door and they're like, sorry, we're busy. I don't know. It just, there are times where it's just kind of like, you do need a little bit more,
realism.
Yeah, definitely. Because it's like, sometimes you're just like, really? How did that happen? Especially like what you were saying, when the skinny office nerd boss, who's never been to the gym a day in his life is like picking up this busty woman because if she's busty, she's got to have some meat on her bones. So
exactly.
But I don't know. I guess when you have that much, testosterone flowing through you in the middle of the day, who knows?
You suddenly lift a car.
Right.
Well, anybody who's actually attempted that position for any length of time is going to know that it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Unless you are having sex with the Hulk.
That's one of those lists you check off the list, but you don't linger. Like, we made a pit stop.
I'm just saying, like, normal people are going to quickly realize, let's just go to the floor.
Or, you can still achieve that. You just need, like, you're in an office. Use the desk. Vitalize the tools you have. Okay? Yep. And if you know lunch break is coming, just move your office supplies to the drawer.
Or you can do what lazy people do and go to the floor where there's nothing.
Right?
Yep.
Oh yeah. So it is. I think, and I think that I'm glad to find out that I'm not the only one who does this writing. But I do. I think that if more people put that much thought into their writing, I would probably cast aside less books. So but that's why, like, anytime I say, if I tell one of my friends, this is a book worth reading, or if I get excited about a book, they're like, they want to read it too, because they know that I'm very like, okay, well, this was okay. Or, this one didn't make it. It went into the fireplace.
Right. You're not one of those people that like throw 5 stars around all the time.
No. And I'm not. I think someone's at my door. Hold on a second.
I would say someone's at her door. The dog's starting barking.
I think the dogs have alerted her.
Yeah. Sounds like she's got a little bit of a debacle going on back there.
Yeah.
Side note, I've been promoted to persistent slacker in this app.
Oh,
What app
persistent
is this?
slacker,
Like, I
huh?
need this app because I'm pretty sure it would probably be insulting me all day, even though I'm doing something all day.
It's called Productivity Challenge Timer.
Okay, I'm gonna write that down because I'm
Yeah,
gonna
hearing
upload
them
that
talk
bag
about
money.
it,
I want to see if I could get worse than Slacker because I have a feeling it's gonna do that to me.
Well, it starts off at reluctant slacker or something. I can't remember what it starts off at. And I've now been upgraded to persistent slacker.
doesn't persistent slacker seem like it would be worse than
Worse,
reluctant
yeah.
slacker?
I would think so.
That's what I would
Right
think,
there.
but I don't know. I guess not. I have 3
Productivity-
achievements.
Productivity challenge tracker.
I'm a recovering slacker.
I would think that that's a step above regular slacker because you're recovering from being a slacker.
Yeah.
Right?
I started off as unrepentant slacker, and now I'm persistent slacker. And I'm guessing what
Yeah.
Dana's at is my next rank. I don't know.
Yeah. It's the productivity challenge. It looks like that. Can you see it? It's like a hammer with a
Oh,
fist.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine says it's called the Productivity Challenge Timer.
I know.
Timer.
I
Tracker
know.
or okay, timer. I'll research. I'll just try it both. If one don't work, the other one might.
My
I'm
dogs.
tempted to try it, but
I'm gonna try it. I'm wondering how fast I'll get demoted.
Mine says you should get to work right now.
Mine's been saying that too because we've been taking longer than a 5-minute break.
Does it
Oh,
always
yeah.
say that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
yeah, it sounds like that app is just a hater. Like no matter what you
Yeah,
do, it's not good enough.
It is. Do you have
Never good enough. You're never good enough for that app. Never.
Right?
It's okay, Tala.
Do you have the professional version, the pro mode, or do you have just the free
Yes.
version?
No, I went ahead and upgraded because the ads were driving me insane.
They are. They're driving me insane.
Yes, and I don't mind spending a couple dollars to keep my sanity because I'm already cracked. I don't need to go.
We don't need
Crazy.
anybody taking a swing at the scenes.
Exactly. So after, and it was a turnoff because I started using it, and then the ads were it was like every time I'd end a work session, the ads would come on and I would get frustrated with it. And so ultimately I walked away from it for a little while. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to try it again. And that's when I was like, I'm just gonna, it's $5, whatever. I don't care. It's like $4.99. Yeah, I feel so much better. I'm a much happier person and I use it every day now.
Cool.
Tala's arch nemesis is outside. There's a husky and she's very aggressive towards people. And so Tala hates her because she was out there barking and growling at me one day. So whenever she escapes the yard, Tala's like, come on, Mom, let me eat her. I'm like, no, okay.
No.
Let me eat her.
I know. I'm like, it's okay, Tala. She's like, I got to protect my mom.
Aww.
I tell people all the time, if you have a Malamute, the only time they'll protect you is if another animal is like trying to attack you or something. And that's just because they want to protect where the food comes from.
They don't care about you, really. They just care about the fact that you're feeding them.
That you give them food.
They're 100% food driven. Huh. She's like, yeah. Yep, give me a donut. Yeah, she's a spoiled Mal.
Yeah.
So, but that's what all that banging and barking was. You okay?
I hate to cut this short, but I've got some errands I've got to run. I need to go ahead and sign off.
Yep, and I actually need to do the same. So we can go ahead and wrap it up. If everyone wants to sign out in alphabetical order, starting with Amy.
Okay. Hello. My name is Amy Nobody. I am working on my first fiction book, my first rough draft. That's why I've been joining Sky. And I don't have any social media links or anything like that to share because I don't use it. And I'm just here for moral support. So I'm just happy to be here.
We're happy to have you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But the second you get some social media, you know for sure that you're going to have like at least 20 instant subscribers because everyone knows who you are.
There is that.
However, be
So-
wary because as soon as you sign up for social media, it will take over your life.
Oh, that's part of the reason I avoid it. I know better.
Unless
My clients use it, and I'm like, look, no, I just stop, okay? It's too much. It's too much. I can't take it.
But you've just got to learn to manage it by silencing all the notifications until you're ready to look at them.
Yeah.
That's what I should do on my phone. I really need to turn off my notifications on my phone.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We talked about
So-
that yesterday. Sky and Dana are both the kind that will turn off all the notifications completely. And to me, that just is like terrifying.
Yeah.
I would rather be annoyed by 50 notifications during the day than the utter silence. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I can live in silence, which I don't understand. So I will wrap this into my exit strategy. My name is Nina Gollin, and I write adult fantasy romance, and I also enjoy silence and can't understand people who need the television on for background noise while they're doing things. So yeah, and you can follow me on all my social goodies if you go to my website, danagollinwrites.com, where you can sign up for my newsletter and find all my links. Just in case Sky forgets to put them in the description below.
I'm actually working on that now.
All right on.
Oh, there we go.
Awesome. But yeah, no, it is true. Like my husband will wake up in the morning and the first thing he does is he turns the television on, and I can't. We have been married for 10 years and I cannot understand. I still to this day am like, why do you do that? And he's like, I just can't stand the silence. And I'm like,
Get over it.
Curiosity, Dana, is your husband in the military?
No. He's not. He wasn't.
Okay, because mine is, and he's the exact same way. The
Yeah.
first thing he does is turn the TV on, like when he's home on the weekend.
Yeah.
And I'll go downstairs and I'm like, do you ever not have the TV on? He's like, no, I can't do like the nothing. There can be not there. I need something going because he's always up really early. So he's up before everyone else is up. So he's like, I can't just sit in silence.
Yeah.
I need something. And then he'll come, like sometimes he'll come home and I like the silence because I don't get it. Probably it's why I like it.
Right.
Normally. So he'll come home and he'll be like, it's really quiet in here. And I'll be like, yes, and you're not turning anything on.
Step away from the remotes, damn it.
Exactly. Well, that's why I put a TV in our bedroom, because I'm like, hey, sometimes I just need you to not have the television on. So he will, if he knows that I'm trying to get work done or something, or if I just need, and what it is, I know what it is I just need to be able to hear all of the voices in my head clearly in order to get my thoughts onto paper.
Oh yeah. That
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah.
All right. Nicole, if you want to go next.
Oh, my name is Nicole Wolf. I write paranormal romance, and I'm currently working on my third book in my White Moon Warriors series. And you can find the links to all of the books in my White Moon Warriors series on my website at NicoleWolf.com.
All right. And for those of you just joining, I am Sky. Welcome to my channel. I write urban fantasy under the name SD Haggis. I don't have anything published, and I have not been working on what I'm supposed to be publishing soon because I'm a slacker.
And your phone reminds you of that daily.
My phone reminds me of that now. But feel free to join us tomorrow. We're going to be doing another live stream. I think tomorrow is the last one that we're going to do this month because tomorrow is the 28th. We'll be doing 3 15-minute writing sprints starting at 1 p.m. Eastern, noon Central, and 11 a.m. Mountain Time. Did I get that right?
Does that mean it's 10 a.m. Pacific time? Or is Mountain and Pacific the same?
No,
Mountain and
not
Pacific
yet.
are different.
Yeah,
Oh,
Pacific
okay.
right now is an hour ahead of me. No, an hour behind me.
Behind.
Okay,
But
so
then-
10
So
a.m.
10 a.m. Pacific.
time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in the spring, I will be on Pacific time.
Yep.
It's
But
hey
feel free-
America, we don't need daylight savings anymore. Let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of it.
I would love to do that. But thank you for joining us. Feel free to join us again
Do you all
tomorrow.
live in the South? Do you all live in the southern states?
I do.
I live in the Southwest.
And where do you live, Sky?
I live in North Carolina.
Okay, see, I'm the only one up here in the north that enjoys the extra hour of daylight that we get come winter when it gets dark at 4 in the afternoon. Okay,
I just hate having to remember to set the time.
Yeah,
I'm lazy.
I've been there, and when it's 10 o'clock at night and the sun is still barely setting, I am like, these kids need to go to bed, son. You need to go to bed.
Yeah. Well, in the summer, in the summer it gets dark here at like 9:30 maybe. So like I get why you're like, all right, 10 o'clock is pushing it now. It's supposed to be way dark by now in the middle of summer.
Yeah.
But in the middle of winter when it's 4 o'clock and it's already nighttime outside, I'm like, really? Like my kid didn't even get up from a nap and it's dark.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right.
I've been there. All right. Well, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.